Okay, in our daily report, we also have a tab called Mail Services. And this is what helps keep us in sync from the data processing, in sync with production from a timing standpoint. Every job that gets opened in our system that has data processing, when I say data processing, I mean a mail list associated to it that it's going to need at some point of the manufacturing process, is going to automatically ping to this board. When the job gets opened, the bottom of the list is going to come down as a priority 99. And you can see here you've got, this is what we consider a daily processing board. You've got the priority, the job number, the form number, the anticipated mail date, the in-home date, a mail data due date. So these are all dates that we don't always know everything about what our clients. Some clients give us an in-home date. Some clients give us a drop date. Some clients tell us they're going to have their data on this date and just get it out as best you can. So these are all kind of input at the time of a production meeting or on the fly when customer service is extracting information from our clients and asking them relevant questions. Then it's going to go into a customer field, job description, and again, this information is all pulling from job ticket. So as we looked at the other jobs over here, and you look at the description here, the client, the customer, the quantity, all of this is the same exact information. It's mirroring, or it's pulling from the same data tables. So back to the Mail Services tab, we go through, and then here is where customer service is interacting with the mail board to basically let data processing know what functions and production, what functions are anticipated on the job. Is the job just going to inkjet? Is it going to inkjet, insert, laser? Is it going to, on this specific job, we've got inkjet, insert, laser. All of those functions need to happen. So it gives a quick snapshot of all of the different things that we should be looking for from a production standpoint, as well as the appropriate documentation and mail prep that needs to happen on that specific job. The anticipated quantity, and then the status. Right now the status is not scheduled because we do not schedule mail or data processing until that file actually shows up. The far right, data in. This is where client services gets the job board moving. When they click data in, it's going to automatically change the priority from a 99 to a 50. Those 50s then get reviewed in the morning meeting or just before the morning meeting with data processing to make sure that the priorities are set appropriately for client expectations as well as production expectations. But that is our trigger point to know that this job is ready to be worked on. And then as data processing works through the jobs, they're going to start to check the different boxes of all the different functions that they need to do. Pre-processing, maybe they just need counts for us to go to press. Maybe they want a NCOA report. Postage, maybe it takes the client 2 weeks to get a check cut internally so that we can have postage in time for their job to drop on time. Some clients require inkjet proof, some don't. And then job processing is the paperwork is done, the blue sleeve is delivered to the floor, and at that point they come back to the far left, click done, and it'll automatically drop off of this board 2 hours after that job is done and brought to the floor. So we no longer review it, we no longer are worried about it as it relates to scheduling data processing. Going back to the top of the screen, as I mentioned earlier, once data's in, so you can see here, it goes green, it's going to come across as, it's going to come and come across as a 50. So specifically this Cabela's job that is supposed to mail on 7/8, the data came in, and if you double click on this, it's actually going to give you a snapshot of the status codes and the time frames that those status codes were clicked. Here, process approval, or data in, process approval, and you can kind of go in here and start to track the job through the process of data processing. So if I close that, I'm back into here. When the mail list comes in, it gets clicked to the board as data in. It's the only one that's checked here. It'll then get resynced into our priorities. And our priorities go in a 0, and then, well, let me rewind. Zeros are jobs that are done processing and they're being worked on the Digimasters. So the processing is done, the job is approved. What needs to happen now is they need to be printed in our digital department, and that hasn't happened yet. Then we get into a traditional priority numeric sequence. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What we're considering here is who the client is, when their mail date is, when the data is going to be in, and then working through that. We have 2 data processors, and we can flex to 4 data processors fairly quickly if we get into a backlog. And the main goal here is to stay in sync with client expectations and then production. A lot of these jobs in the production cycle will actually be integrated. The data processing needs to be completed before we can stitch a book. That means that if it's scheduled for the stitcher on Tuesday and the job might not be due on Friday, we need to schedule data processing to have that data ready by Tuesday. So this is really where we can communicate seamlessly with what the front end's doing and what those expectations are. Once the job has gone through all of the functions that it's needed to, pre-processing, postage, inkjet approved, whatever it is, it will then go to a 60, mail processing to CSR. What that means is processing is done, it goes to the CSR. CSR is to do a final check on it. It's where we're dotting our I's, we're crossing our T's, or making sure that our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed. It's the final check before that job goes to the floor and into production. That's where those mistakes can really be costly. So at that point, client services is going and adjusting. If they had 3 versions, they're making sure that their planned shipments are associated or proper, the counts. If the count changed for whatever reason, they're going to make sure it update all their planned shipments, and then they're going to deliver that sleeve, that blue sleeve, to the floor. Once that blue sleeve is to the floor, they're going to click done, and again, this will automatically drop off this board after 2 hours once it's clicked done. In our morning meetings, we actually use this button, scheduling view. It's a more streamlined version of here's the priorities, here's the current status, so we don't see all the check boxes, we don't see all the stuff that happens throughout the process, we just see where it is currently. And then of course there's the notes from customer service and the notes from data processing that allows, it's to minimize email, it's to minimize the phone calls, and it's to keep everybody at any given time updated on the status of our daily processing.